Welcome to Dang That's a Good Story. I'm your host, Manley Haines, and this show is all about pulling the thread on what makes people tick. CEOs, small business owners, community builders, everyday people chasing something bigger than themselves. We're not just talking shop, we're talking about the journey that led them to their why. Because that's where the real story lives. How'd they get there? What pushed them forward? And what's that thing deep down that keeps them going? This is real life. This is real talk. And yeah, sometimes it's a bit messy, but dang, that's a good story. And today I've got someone who does exactly that. They're one of the hardest working, most passionate realtors I know, someone I'm lucky to call a friend and a partner in this home buying world. This conversation is about hustle, heart, and why they show up the way they do, not just in real estate, but in life. Let's get into it. Welcome, Erin Rogosienski.
Hi.
How are you doing today, Erin?
I'm doing great.
Thank you so much for being on the show with me here today. We are going to get into this. I'm going to ask you a series of questions to get to know my friend Erin a little more.
As your colleague, I'm super excited. As your friend, I'm terrified.
And as you know, I know you more than some people do. And we're going to make this fun. But we're going to get right into it here. All right. First part's personal stuff. All right. I want to know something about your childhood, something that you did that shows up every day in your business and the way you work today, something that happens on a regular basis. Do you have that?
Something I did in my childhood. Well, I feel like as a kid, I was always trying to make a buck. Can I break your leaves? Can I mow your lawn? Whatever it was. So I think I always just had kind of that entrepreneurial spirit that I had to be in control of what I did. And in doing that, being able to control the controllables, hopefully.
To me, that sounds like you had the hustle in you early on.
Yeah.
And so you have always embraced that and are still doing that today.
Yeah.
Which is part of what's coming
I
up.
don't rake leaves anymore.
You don't rake leaves anymore? For sure? Because I got
my own, but
I got some leaves that could use some raking. When you're not working, what is your favorite thing to do in the state of Wisconsin that really makes Erin happy?
You know, I added in the state of Wisconsin because you know my actual answer is leave Wisconsin. In the state of Wisconsin, in the summer, I love to be outdoors, boating, anything sunshine related. Daily?
Yeah.
Being in Wisconsin. Yeah, I do.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
The next question is...
I'm sure there are things.
The next question is, where's your favorite place to go outside of Wisconsin? I know that I've been a place or two with you before outside of Wisconsin, but I know there's probably some places that you love more than others, and I know you're a fan of the sunshine.
Yeah. Cringe, but I am a bit of a Disney adult.
Okay.
I do love Disney World, and last year we went to Disneyland for the first time, which was awesome. But I just love being, in the sunshine. So we go to Florida a lot. My dad has a place down there. I love like Miami, Key West, all those places.
So Florida's your second spot that you like to go to, and you're a Disney.
Unless I'm gonna like go to the Caribbean or finally going to Europe for the first time this fall, which I'm very excited about. So that might be my new favorite spot.
Sure,
we'll see.
For sure. Difference between Disneyland and Disney World. Disney expert here, by the way.
Yes. So Disneyland is in California, and I found this out recently. So Disneyland, then they named it that because it's in LA, Disneyland, right?
Okay.
LA land. Yeah. And then Disney World is in Florida, right?
Okay.
Now I forget what the Disney World part was, but anyway, it has something to do with being in the state of Florida. So that's the biggest difference that most people get confused.
Do you wear your ears the whole time you're there, or?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone knows you hustle in real estate. We've already talked about this hustle thing, which is great. I think that's something but what's something you love that has nothing to do with houses and real estate? Some other pastime type of.
Besides traveling, and my passion for my dog.
Yep.
Hmm.
And his name again is
Buddy.
like Buddy the Elf?
No.
No, dang.
No, the story behind Buddy's name is from an old Harrison Ford movie. I can tell you that story another time.
Okay.
But no, I just love, like, my kids all play sports and I love to watch them play and I love to do all that. And I realized during COVID that I'm an extroverted introvert. So if I could stay home, absolutely yes. But if someone says, do you want to go do this? I'm always like, yep, we'll be there. You know what I mean? Like, if you ask me to go, great.
Yep.
So
That is true.
yeah, music, live music,
She's up for a lot.
festivals, like
Yep.
I love to do all the things.
Those things. Awesome. What's the best piece of advice you've ever given somebody?
The same best advice that was given to me is that you can only control what you can control. So worrying about things that are out of your control doesn't do you any good because there's nothing you can do to change it. So if you really just focus on the things that you can take charge of and not worry about things that you can't, it makes a huge difference.
Love that. That's a good one. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Oh, boy. Sarcastic,
Seeing that.
funny. I want to know what you think the third word is. And loving.
Oh, absolutely. And what is the 4th uncensored word?
Kevin, can you beep this out? There isn't one. I'm an angel.
We all know that to be true. Moving on. What is something about your family life that you'd like everybody to know?
I think just that, like, we support our kids 100% in whatever they want to do. And if they don't want to do something, I don't make them do it. And I just really like them to have freedom and know that they're in control of their destiny. And we're here to support them.
Are you teaching in the art of hustle as well? I would say yes from one of your children.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, some of them they have different personalities, right? So figuring out what they want to do and then sharing my gift of entrepreneurship, if they have seen that the people that they know that run their own business and run their own schedule seem to be able to do more things in life than those who are, not doing that. So I think that's kind of what their focus is.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. You have done many things prior to your real estate career.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the quick lowdown on what you did prior to your real estate career.
Do you want me to start at my first job at Walmart?
You were a greeter at the lovely age of 6.
It was
Hustler
not a greeter.
is all I can say. All right.
Not a greeter. No, so out of high school, I went to school for dental hygiene.
Okay.
I used to do dental assisting, then I did dental hygiene. I did that for 10 to 12 years. It's very hard on your body. It was a great job at the time, but I just realized there was something more inside of me that wanted to do my own. So alongside of that, I started to do some sales, and companies kind of came and went or opened and closed, and something just guided me towards real estate at some point. And people just kept bringing it up, and it was like the universe was just putting it in my face all the time. And I just realized like that was what I was meant to do.
So that's what pulled you into the real estate.
Yes. Outside forces, I would say.
Outside forces.
But if I wouldn't have done all those other things, I wouldn't have met all the people that I know and done all those things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's all just part of a plan.
The path.
Yeah.
It's part of your path. Awesome. What's the biggest misconception that people have about realtors now that you've been in it for a handful of years? New at this anymore?
The biggest misconception is that they think the word is realtor, but the word is really realtor.
Realtor.
Just messing with you. It is realtor, though.
It is realtor, though.
Realtor.
One of our friends was very specific about that.
Realtor.
At our previous life.
Yes.
At First Webinar.
Yes, it is not realtor. There is no A in
Realtor.
there. Realtor. But I think the easiest or the biggest thing is that people think it's a very easy job. If our job only consisted of getting keys and opening doors, maybe, but you've seen me struggle with keys.
Don't give her more than one.
Sometimes there's 10 keys with no labels on them. No, but I think people think it's a very easy, glamorous job. So I try to focus, especially like with my social media, on the fact that like I'm doing all sorts of things. I'm not walking into $2 million estates showing glamorous homes. I'm working with a lot of first-time home buyers. A lot of times I'm trampling around 3 to 5 acres of land. I mean, you just never know what you're going to run into.
Finding some interesting places with interesting bathrooms in the basement.
Bathrooms in the basement, places to hide dead bodies. I did have a client have to save me one time because I stepped on a board and the whole back of the board came up and hit me in the back like a cartoon. So you just never know.
You never know
what you're getting into.
You never know. Take us behind the scenes of what happens on a day-to-day basis for you as a realtor. We're talking about this, but take it just a little deeper. Like, you are wearing so many hats. You sound like a circus ringleader to me.
Yes. And in this jacket, I could be.
Could be. You just need the matching top hat.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Really good for that.
So really it's just about, to me, like whatever comes up for the day. So obviously on a daily basis, you're working on amendments and getting paperwork done and, doing your regular work for reaching out to people, making those connections, touching base with people. But on a daily basis, like my Pilates lady this morning, she's always like, well, what are you doing today? And it's like, I don't know. We'll see what happens with the day. Like, I don't know if someone's going to call me. A house could pop up. A lot of listings pop on the market like mid to end of week. So a lot of times I know then I'm going to be kind of running around and helping people. But for the most part, there's not always a plan. It's just kind of be available and be ready to go at all times.
Do you feel like Friday afternoons is the witching hour where it all seems to come together? People want to do this now?
I would call it Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, Thursday afternoon.
My side of the street feels like Friday's.
Yeah. No, because I feel like the reason is Thursday is because the listings will pop up going live Friday. So all of a sudden Thursday, it's like, when can we get in? Can we do this? Can we do that? Yeah.
Understood. One thing that is the kind of the running joke is that you got into real estate because you wanted the flexibility of your schedule.
Yeah. Well, I think the joke is on everyone else because I'm very good at being in control of my schedule. I have found a very good system to make sure that I'm working when I want to work. Of course, there are always exceptions to that. Yep. But I make sure that if I have something I had planned, that I can stick to that as best I can. Yep. Obviously, again, exceptions for everything. Yep. But if it's not an urgent matter, I mean, that's not something that I don't let other people be in control of my schedule.
Got it. What is the one part of your job that nobody ever sees, like the behind the scenes thing, that makes you really great at your job?
I think the biggest thing is people don't realize all of the stuff that we just kind of take care of and wrap up with our co-brokes, the other agents that we're working with on the other end. So if I've got the sellers, they've got the buyers, and all of the work that we have to do together, most of it we don't even present to you. We just take care of it and come to you with the solution, because part of our job is to absorb some of that stress. And if I come to you and tell you every single little thing that hit the fan, then you're going to sit there and worry the whole time. So my goal is to come to you not with a problem, but hopefully a solution.
Yep. But formulating that solution prior to explaining that we're in this crossroads and we need something to do.
Right. And if you're a realtor watching this, please know that you should talk to your clients first before presenting the flame of fires. Talk with them first. See if you can come up with something reasonable. Not that that's a scenario that's happening right now, but it might be.
Might be. All right. This might lead right into that, but what is the craziest real estate transaction that you've ever been involved with? Like, give us some anonymous behind the scenes that you just were like, holy cow, I can't believe we went down this.
There's been a lot. I mean, there's been several where we were putting a roof on in the last 3 days before closing. And there's been several where I've had to go out and scrape and paint in the rain to get some FHA appraiser back out there. And
shop vac would have been great.
Yeah. Many things I learned in the very, very beginning, that there was a lot more that I was doing than I thought I would be doing, for sure. But yeah, a lot of it just, and it happens more than you think, but a lot of it just happens where, there are certain things you don't find out until the very, very end, and then kind of punting and figuring out, all right, what are we going to do to fix this? And unfortunately, sometimes it's just like, hey, we're going to the closing table. I expect you to be there on Thursday at 9 o'clock.
What I'm hearing is you're coming up with the solutions as these problems arise, which is, again, the 3-ring circus leader. Mm-hmm. Lots happening all the time throughout the contract, throughout the the whole time frame from accepted offer to closing.
Yes.
There's lots of steps and lots of processes that have to occur.
Yes, and a day in real estate is so up and down. I mean, I could see you in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm having the greatest day. We got this accepted offer, this and that." And I could talk to you 2 hours later and there's a flood in someone's basement, or someone bought something they weren't supposed to buy, or whatever. It's a lot sometimes.
It can be a lot.
Mm.
But you thoroughly love it because you've been doing it for a while now. How many years have you been doing this?
Since 2018.
2018, so roughly 7. And you don't look back at this point, right? I mean, like,
No.
this was a great decision.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, I think I'm a good problem solver.
Love it. What's something you wish every client knew before they called you?
I guess it depends on what that first call is, but just that it's not as easy as, hey, can we go look at this house today? You know, there's a lot that goes into that. Nowadays, with new laws and things that have passed, you have to have buyer agency agreements. You have to work with the same agent. You have to commit to that agent. You have to be pre-approved. You can't just be walking into houses not knowing if you can afford them. I think that's the biggest thing, and I know you run into that a lot, but people need to understand, like, yeah, this is somebody else's property, and we can't just be looking to look. Like, we have to look with a purpose. So we have to get some ducks lined up in a row. Now, that isn't to say if someone new calls me and says, hey, can I go see this property? I'm not going to figure out a way to take them. But we will have those conversations, especially with first-time home buyers. Every time we meet, we're talking about different topics and things that'll come up, and it's more of a educational process than anything else.
What do you do? What do you want your clients to feel when they're thinking of you and working with you?
I want them to think, dang, she's funny. And when I wanted to cry, she made me laugh. And I only say that because yesterday the proverbial, can I say shit?
You can say shit.
The proverbial shit hit the fan. And I called my client and she literally just answers like, what now? And it's like, well, this and that. And, you know, within a few minutes, we were laughing about something. And she was just like, I'm so glad you called, because if you don't talk to someone and you don't communicate properly, they sit there and thoughts go into their head, right? Like, they make up their own stories. They come up with all this drama, and it might not be what's really happening. So I think it's really important to communicate, you know, how the process is going to work, and make sure they understand that and know when to step in and know when to give space and all that good stuff.
It's a fine line. Again, 3-ring circus.
Right.
That little point that you were talking about, I like to call as not letting the what ifs take control.
Right.
Let the what is.
Right. We can't
overpower.
And that goes back to controlling the controllables,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like, we can't worry about what could happen to this house in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
We can't worry about, well, what if this happens, and because of this could happen. None of that has to do with anything except for what's happening right now. We can only control what's happening right now. What is the condition of this house right now as we're buying it? And then what are some things that you can expect as a homeowner moving forward, of course. But we can't worry about a million things that could happen, because, as we know, homeownership is super fun, and it does require a lot of things as you go, but it's also very rewarding in the long run.
Super rewarding. And the reason that both you and I are in this industry, because we enjoy it.
Yes.
And they can find out the actual what is.
Well, and people are really building wealth in purchasing real estate. You know, first-time home buyer buys a home, they might stay in it a few years, then they buy another one. All of a sudden, they've got $100,000 to play with. Now they can buy a better house. They do that again in a couple of years. You know what I mean? Like, really, it's the way that people build wealth in this world. And if you want to have like a nice life later when you're not hustling and working so hard, and make sure you take time to travel. That's very important. But I think all of those things are really, really important.
Love it, love it, love it. If you could put one message on a billboard for every home buyer to see, what would that be?
Calm your ass down.
I love it.
Let me take care of it. Calm down.
Okay.
Was that right?
No, that wasn't
No,
right.
that wasn't.
I'm not sure we can put that on a billboard.
Okay.
Well, I like your style.
All right.
but-
Let's see. What do we want to put on a billboard? I think something along the lines of, like, I'm here to take care of it, or something along, you know what I mean? Like, that's the vision. I don't know what the words are, but something along that line.
Something along the lines of, I'm your problem solver.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you.
Like if you got a problem, you'll solve it.
Yeah.
Check out my hook.
Yeah.
Kevin revolves it.
All
No, okay.
right, I got you. Oh, goodness.
And I'd
How
get
can
sued.
people find, follow you, and fall in love with you and your business?
Everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Although TikTok isn't more business related, that's just more me. Yeah, pretty much anywhere. I do have a YouTube channel. I don't use it a ton yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. So,
The one subject that I haven't been talking about here that you just brought up, though, is the TikTok.
yeah,
You're quite the TikToker.
I enjoy the TikToking. Yes.
And I think it's done well for you, correct?
Yeah. Well, I use it because it's a social outlet for me. It's a way to kind of share funny stories. And, I'm not a TikTok dancer or anything like that. But I used to do sales. So it's kind of a way for me to do that sales that kind of filled my bucket every day. I used to do like fashion sales and stuff. So I can still kind of be in that, but then also do other things that I love. So for me, it's always good to have, what do they say, your hand in a couple of pots or whatever that expression is.
Something like that.
Dip your hands in all the pots.
Burn them, though.
Don't burn them. Have more than one source of income, you know what I mean? Things to fall back on, and just do something that you really enjoy. Because if you're doing something you don't enjoy, well,
So does
what happens?
Does the TikTok help your TikTok business? Does it help your real estate business?
Yeah,
Or is
I've
it-
gotten a lot of referrals, actually, a lot of like out of state referrals. So I've been able to like use our referral department to help other people across the country find a realtor. Yeah, so.
Awesome. It gets people an opportunity to see the really funny side of my friend Erin here. We're going to get into the rapid fire round here, all right? This is going to
Okay.
be fun.
I'm sweating.
Coffee or cocktails? I know the answer to this, but
Espresso martini. Coffee
and
and
cocktails
cocktails
together. Look at you, Miss Smarty Pants. Live music or karaoke?
Live music, but I do love karaoke.
What?
Yeah.
Close second?
I really just want to
Live-
get up there and grab the mic.
We've seen that before. We've seen that before. We've also seen you get hauled off the stage. But Milwaukee summer or Door County fall? I'm not even sure if you're Door County.
Milwaukee summer for
Milwaukee
sure.
summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although my grandma mentioned the other day she wants to go to Door County for her 90th birthday next year, so I got to figure that out.
Have you spent much time in Door County?
As a kid, yeah, but not as an
Not
adult.
Yeah, spent a lot of time as an adult in Door County. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Open house or off market deal? Like Back Pocket got this great opportunity.
I mean, they're both can be good. I enjoy doing open houses, to be honest. That's a great way for me to meet new people and new buyers and connect with local people if it's local and network and things.
Networking.
hmm
You do have the gift of gab.
I do have the
And
gift
you
of gab.
like to talk to people.
Sometimes it's too much, but
Never too much. Hey, first time home buyer or move up client?
it's a tough one. I do love a good first-time home buyer. I love educating them and watching them learn and grow. And then as they become a move-up client, remembering what we did the first time and utilizing those things the second time. So I always love a new client though, right? Because I'm going to pick new client because a new client will always turn into a move-up client.
There you go. There you go. I like both of them equally. I like the aha moment that you find out with both of them when the person can finally realize that I can do this move up or I might be able to get that second home.
Yeah.
And they have that opportunity and everything falls together. You can help educate them
Yeah.
so that they can understand.
Yeah.
But that first time when the phone rings and I get a referral from somebody that says they have a first time home buyer that's thinking in the next 12 months they might want to buy, and you go through the steps with them and explain to them, oh, you're actually capable of buying now. That light bulb flips off right in front of your eyes. You can see it. And the next thing you know, Erin's calling me. We're writing an offer tonight. Well, I thought they weren't doing anything for 12 months.
They always change their mind.
They always change their mind.
They
Even
find one house, we go look at it, and they're like, nope, this is the one.
This
Let's
is the
go.
one. Never looking at another house. Never be anything else.
And I do like that.
I love that.
Mhm.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But seeing those light bulbs flip off for me, that's really
Yeah.
fun to see
Yeah.
that aha moment. So the first time home buyers can be a little magical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
For sure. Worst showing story ever. Keep it anonymous. Don't tell everybody that it was that time we found
Peter
that toilet.
Smith.
Peter, I don't know. Please don't come after the show.
There is a Peter Smith somewhere. I don't know. I think the funniest one was when we went in for a showing and we could hear this music playing. And sometimes people just like leave the house, so they leave the TV on or they'll leave their music playing or whatever. And we went in the basement and there was a kid passed out on the couch with a bunch of empty beer bottles and things from clearly the night before when he had some friends over. And I think his parents forgot to tell him that there was a showing. We just made sure he was alive.
Oh, there you go.
And I didn't tell his
911.
parents.
You didn't
Just-
tell his parents? Oh,
Nope.
my
I just
goodness.
said, hey, just so you know, there might be more people coming through. You might want to clean up.
Okay, some more people. Put some clothes on, please.
Go take a shower.
Had that happen before, too.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite
Oh,
Wisconsin.
and the naked lady.
The naked lady. That was interesting. Wasn't there to visit, but whoa. Favorite Wisconsin restaurant? Shameless plug for anybody you want right now.
Yeah.
Saratoga water. We love it. Sorry. Ta-da!
Coca-Cola. Gosh, that's an excellent question. I'm not a huge foodie, but I love like recommendations for places. Like if you were like, oh, take me to your favorite restaurant, I don't know where I would take you, to be honest. I'm more like, hey, you know more than I do. Take me to your favorite restaurant. It's very true.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So she has no favorite restaurant.
Just make me find one.
Hidden talent or party trick? What do you got?
Oh, I can whistle. Do you want me to whistle?
We want to hear the whistle. And now
Should
that you
I
brought
back
it up,
up from the mic?
might blow us out, but that's okay. Bring it. Oh, that's a good whistle. I can't do that.
You know, the amount of times I watch movies on TV where women are just like in trouble and they can't yell and there's, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if they could all whistle, it would be life-saving. And it's great. It's a great concert party trick too, because people usually go, "Who did that?" They expect some 6 foot
Who's
tall
the
man.
dude in the back that did that? Blondie over here. Oh, goodness. Favorite band?
Covalence.
Shout out to my sound man, Kevin. He's the best. Thank you very much, Kevin, for taking care of us and
If you haven't seen them, they're a great local Wisconsin band.
making us all look good here and making us sound good. And he's got a lovely wife that's also in a band.
Best fiddle player I've ever seen.
She knows how to fiddle. But that wasn't Covalence that we heard the other night.
No, that was Oedipus Complex with
That was-
Kevin's mom slapping the bass.
That was pretty.
That was pretty
darn
epic.
Good, pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That's getting right in there, is it
That
not?
was-
When's the next show for that?
Sound guy.
Shameless plug.
Should I throw a party?
Let's get a party
Let's throw
going.
a party.
Let's throw a party.
There we go.
Let's bring them. Can we do that on your lawn?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Summer's around the corner.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Favorite holiday?
Halloween.
Halloween. She likes to get in her costumes.
I do. I will wear several over the weekend. There's never just one costume. I will go out dressed up. I will dress up when I go trick or treating with my children.
Mm-hmm.
On average, I would say I wear like 3 or 4 that week.
Grizzly's coming over to say hi, seeing what's going on. He's checking out the talent at the studio. That's his job, everybody. He just gave her a sniff. She's good. We're all good here, folks.
Just a little sniff.
Just a little sniff.
Mm-hmm.
With all that being said, I just wanted to thank you for taking the time
Yeah, this
to
is
come and
fun.
spend a little time with us here at Red Rooster Studios and getting to know you a little bit more
Yeah.
than you do.
Yeah.
And wanted to thank you for everything you do. And hopefully we'll be doing more together.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a realtor out there, Erin's my gal. She's going to help you out. She's the best realtor around. Superstar. Gotta love it. And make sure you give a follow and a like to Erin and all of her social media outlets because she's got a lot of them. And make sure that you check out our episode here at Dang, That's a Good Story. And give us a follow too. And appreciate everybody coming here and spending some time with us today. Thank you very much, Erin. Appreciate
you
very
so
much. I'm going
much.
to give you the handshake that matters.
Sorry, it's
Thank
kind
you.
of
Thank you very much.
hot in here.
We're just gonna say, it is a little hot in here. The lights are hot. Appreciate you very much for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank
So
you.
does Grizzly. He's saying hi. again.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Kevin, for all the work in the back of the studio.
Thanks,
and,
Kevin.
hope to see you soon, everybody. Thank you very much from Red Rooster Studios. And dang, that's a great story. That's a wrap on this episode of Dang, That's a Good Story. If you felt this one, do us a favor. Subscribe, share it, smash that like button, and leave us a review. And hey, If you know someone with a dang good story, someone who found their why and ran with it, we want to meet them. Shoot me a note at manley@manleyhaines.com. Let's make it happen. Until next time, keep chasing your why, and we'll keep telling you stories that matter.